Okay, bear with me for a second, please. There's something that I just got to say. And it's very difficult to talk to people on Facebook. Writing posts, writing things, people just talking at each other. That's why I prefer to put things on video or speak with people face to face so you can have an intellectual conversation. Because when it comes to sports and politics, people get all up in their feelings instead of listening to somebody who's using logic and using common sense and looking at what's before us and looking at very, very different perspectives. Most people can't do that, but believe it or not, I can. And so what I'm gonna break down real quick, I want you to think about something. The WNBA has been out since 1997. Houston Comets won the first 3 championships. If you know about that squad, you know about that squad. Then let's talk about at Tennessee when you had the 3 Meeks doing work for Pat Summitt and they won national championship. Let's talk about when Curry was at Davidson and people were like, wow, who's this kid? You know, and I'm like, I was talking about him beforehand. Then he gets to the NBA, a lot of people basically counted him out because he had weak ankles. Now, he just had some ankle problems. As you can see, it's better now. And so when you look at that and you look at Kevin Durant, when he was playing over at Montrose Christian, I was like, yo, this kid is something. Now, the circle that I'm in now, when it comes to people being able to break down the sport, are people that I played with. People who know who I am, know who my son is, know who my uncle is, so forth and so on. There's some people out there that I know that know sports and they listen. They listen. The problem we're having right now is that people get all into the hype about something and won't even admit that they are in the hype about something. And when somebody who's been, like me, who's been watching the WNBA for 30 plus years, and when I hear people say that Caitlyn Clark is doing stuff that hasn't been done before, that's a direct effect of you being brainwashed by the media. Because I could pull up a dozen examples, maybe more than that. Have you seen the video of Candace Parker doing work at Tennessee? Why are you going to just dismiss Rebecca Lobo? Why are you going to dismiss Maya Moore? Breonna Stewart, 4 national championships in 4 years. Just a few years ago, everybody was saying Sue Bird is the GOAT. People, if you say something to me that's sarcastic and cynical, then we can't have a conversation. Somebody on the post says, so people are hating because like Caitlyn Clark is doing things that have never been done before? No, you're an idiot. These things have been done before. You've only been watching the game for the past 2 years. I was talking about Caitlyn Clark, her freshman year. I'm watching the sport. I'm watching it, and none of you people are getting it. But then when the media hits, then you guys are overhyping and just parroting what they're saying. See, I've been talking about Ant-Man since high school. #1 draft pick. But all anybody's talking about is Luka, who I talked about before he got in the NBA. They even got a meme up showing when he was playing against OKC. And he was 17 in an exhibition game. And he's playing against Russell Westbrook. I am into this culture. So anybody who tells me that I don't know what I'm talking about, you better damn well show me how I don't know what I'm talking about. Caitlyn Clark can play, yes, but this narrative that keeps being pushed by the media, I don't hate Caitlyn Clark at all. I hate you people who keep putting this in play. I hate you people who can't think of stuff to say that comes out of your own head. Can you not repeat sports radio to me? I was talking the other day with my man 6ix9ine, and he was talking. I was like, you know what? I think they probably go after Rick Pitino for the Lakers job, which they probably still would do because he said a name And it made sense. And I was like, yo, that's a good choice. And that was Mark Jackson. Mark Jackson is the one who saw in Klay Thompson and Steph Curry what they could be. He saw that. He's the one that got rid of all those veterans. He got rid of Monte Ellis. He made that squad what it is. And guess what? For some reason, they fire him and they bring in Steve Kerr. And Steve Kerr gets all the credit for the dynasty that he put in play. Look, you guys who talk about hating, no. Nobody's hating on those players. I'm going to be blunt with you again. I'm hating on the people who say this dumb constantly, and they don't know what they're talking about. My credibility is solid. There are things that I miss on, but you know what? I'm humble enough to admit I was wrong because I've done it so many times when I need to. However, I'm probably batting 800. That's the thing with sports. We have to listen to people who are actually in the mix. It's like when I was talking about Draymond and what happened between him and Jordan Poole. Anybody who's a true basketball player and played on the team understood that that happens all the time. But people want to dismiss me. I'm like, okay, we can't have a conversation. It's like me if I dismiss what Michael Irvin or Emmitt Smith says what happens in the Cowboys locker room. I'm not in a position to do that. All I'm saying, people, when it comes to all these great players, even when we're talking about LeBron, even when we're talking about MJ, that discussion is, in my opinion, is the dumbest thing in the world. Because now they're talking about my man Ant. Need to get back to him. I know I digressed a little bit. Anthony Edwards is a beast. He should be the one, and I've said this already, that they should be marketing. He is the face of the NBA. He should be, because he plays both ends of the court. But the problem with me saying that is that Luka fans, Joker fans, Curry fans, you guys get all in your feelings instead of actually listening to what somebody says. It's sports talk. And in terms of LeBron and MJ, the way I judge who's the greatest is by the one who has the most accolades. JJ Riddick, or what's that other dude? Nick Wright, they can kiss. I don't give a damn because first of all, JJ Riddick has been shut down. For some reason, they want to crown him the next great thing. The dude was good in college. The dude was a role player in the NBA. Great three-point shooter. I'm not going to take that away from him because it is what it is. But he disrespects the culture and the people that came before him. So anyone who thinks that people who are trying to say what you're talking about, Caitlyn Clark, is a hater, no. You're a fool, you're an idiot, and you're not in a position to dismiss what somebody is saying, especially when they've been watching the sport for 30 plus years. Excuse me, the WNBA for 30 plus years. I like Caitlyn Clark. I like her, but you guys get on my nerves because I like Candace Parker. I like Breanna Stewart. I like Asia Wilson. Man, there's so many of these great players out there. But when you say that she's done stuff that nobody else has done before, and you only been watching the game for the past 3-4 seasons, you need to shut up. Seriously, because you sound like an idiot, and yes, I mean it. You are an idiot. I like Caitlyn Clark, love watching her play. So for you to tell me I'm hating her because I'm trying to point out that you guys are dissing the culture, then block me. Please. Please, I beg you to block me. Stop twisting just because somebody is basically saying bad things about your favorite player and you're all up in the fandom and all up in your feelings. Just stop it. Listen to all that I'm saying. I like Caitlyn Clark, but I hate that you guys say.